It's Physic the Slouch again, here to keep you up to speed on our adventure. After the dead rose from their graves and attacked Otari, we were up against a very fearsome-looking beast. We weren't without help, though. Mr. Tulak had managed to convince Gerald, the local guardsman, to stick with us. And I'm glad we did, because he really held his own alongside us. Between Tulak and his magic missiles and Raphael with his dagger glowing blue light, we managed to bring down the monster. But it was then that we saw the devastation that had hit the rest of the town. There were bodies raining on the Dawnflower Library. Raphael and myself had no choice but to help the townspeople. And Tulak, remembering his research on Belcora, went looking for somebody known as a holy warrior. When we met back up, Tulak seemed to recover from the nasty flybite he had gotten. And on our way to Rin's, we saw the mayor absolutely screaming at Captain Longsaddle. So it was two bright spots on a very dark day. Rin took us to see Morleben, the local bookseller. He'd been researching these creatures that took over Sammal. He told us they were called corpse lights. With some idea what we were getting into, Rin came with us back to the Gauntlet. That thing that looked like Sammal but wasn't Sammal was no match for Rin. But the second corpse light in the room found another body to reanimate. Luckily, between Raphael and Rin, we didn't have much of a fight ahead of us. But by the end of it all, we managed to recover what we could of Sammal.
So, I've decided this week we should touch on a couple past mistakes again. Why not? It's always an interesting little topic. One of them is actually a little bit funny. One of the listeners of episode 1 recently, in fact, another podcaster pointed out to me just a small little nuance thing that happened in the very first episode, and it was like a bit of us being strict for exploration activities, or rather me ruling that I was being quite strict on. And it was Sammal was scouting, but then wanted to raise his shield, and I said no, you can't do that while scouting. And James was like, yeah, cool, whatever. And as I know, James loves everything by the rules and everything, and so there was no problem with that. But it just made me think about how, they had pointed out how like if a new listener might go, well, that's weird. Why can't they look around and have their shield? Like, you should kind of play into, giving a little more freedom. Don't play it so strictly, because it could be kind of off-putting. I thought, that's a good point. But mostly what stood out to me was just another example really early on that we forgot about the defend activity. Yep. Now, Sammal was all sword and board or axe and board and just never actually used it. It's like, oh man, there's evidence right in episode 1. It's me turning him down even, but the defend activity just never came up.
Mistakes were made.
He could still be with us.
Yeah, I did rebuttal. I was like, that's kind of why we said we're not masters of the rules yet, right at the beginning. It's like, we're going to fuck these up. So I just thought it was cheekily funny that it's as early as that. The only other thing is I wanted to point out, I actually misused Bane a couple episodes back when you guys were fighting the Mitflit and the maggot by the frog corpse.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Bane works the exact same way as it Bless, I think?
Yep.
Or what's the one that you have it centers on you and you spread it out, right?
Bless. It centers on...
Bless,
I don't know if it centers on me, but it centers on a point.
Well, that's what it is. It's supposed to center on you and you alone. It doesn't actually have a range.
Right.
So whether or not we've used Bless wrong, I'm not sure, but I definitely used Bane wrong, where I cast it on that spot next to you guys, and it had it spread from there, but it should have been on the Mitflit itself.
So you're quite the cheater.
I guess so.
The evidence is slowly stacking up that you're a
Isn't it?
cheating SOB.
What I can say, though, is that fight, regardless of my cheating, was the fight that when you finished it, James went, "It's nice to have an easy combat for once." So despite my cheating, you still rolled through it without any effort.
And then he put his foot securely in his mouth.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to touch on those. I thought they were kind of fun and funny.
Yeah, we're just laughing our fucking asses off here.
I mean, I am. I laugh enough for the whole group.
And we all have continually made mistakes by continuing to return to your table.
This is true. This is all your bad at the end of the day. It's everything is the result of you guys not learning your lesson.
We're just gluttons for punishment, I guess.
Tabletop Stockholm syndrome over here.
Yeah. Duncan's actually is locked in your basement, and he actually isn't even from the East Coast. You're just like, yeah, sure. He lives somewhere where you'll never see him.
Yeah,
I got 3 kids at home that I told I was going out for smokes. Like,
every time he says he gets called into work, it's just me getting up here to do my dishes or something, and do my laundry.
Blink twice if you need help.
listeners, I don't know if you can see this, but
No blinks at all. There's no blinks at all. Well, let's dive into the whole episode here. In fact, I'm going to start with a little something before we dive into the results of the last episode. I'm gonna read you a little piece here. After an exceptionally long day, the games hall at Tamily Tandervale's fishery saw few patrons. She nevertheless prepared and opened, and saw to those who gathered for the purposes of letting off the steam of the day. The atmosphere was heavy throughout the evening, the usual raucous and chipper mood all but non-existent. A handful of locals here and there whispered among themselves, or sat in contemplative silence. Among the latter sits Lardus Longsaddle, captain of the guard. The familiar frown upon his face and furrow of his brow, he sits across from an empty chair. A pile of dominoes, ready and set on each side of the table. He stares at them blankly, as if stood up by his playing partner. An occasional series of thumps of Tamily's ruby, bow-adorned peg leg on the floor is the only thing that interrupts his train of thought, or stilled mind, as it were. That is until someone approaches. A woman walks up to the empty chair. The rattling of chainmail and uneven beat of thuds from her boots introduce her well before her arrival at the table. She stands still and waits. Lardus does not look up, but gestures for her to take the seat across. And she does. Gingerly lowering herself into the chair, her long red hair falls into Lardus' lowered view, and he can already feel her stabbing green eyes upon him. As a man whose profession hinges on dressing down others, you can imagine I'm not used to being on the other end. He absent-mindedly fingers a domino from his stack. I often have to make calculated choices, estimate potential outcomes, deduce scenarios, and make executive decisions. And sometimes these fall into the heat of the moment. In this quiet backwater town, it is often assumed my job is simple, that few things need such attention to detail when within the borders of the town of Otari. He swirls a snifter of brandy in the palm of his hand. They are wrong. My station is unsung. But I don't mind. And even I must admit that being here changes a person. For better or for worse. No matter who they once were, I did my best today, but my best has waned over time. He takes a healthy gulp of the brandy and strains at the sting in his throat. This town assumed my best would have their backs, even when they did not have mine. Just as I assumed that as an outsider, you would not do your part. Or, if you would, they would not amount to much, thanks to your condition. He levels his head and gazes at the woman. Both parties were wrong. More pushed through than I'd hoped. But you held the crossroads on your own. I saw the remains. You have my gratitude. And my apology.
You know my qualifications. And you know I've earned the eagle on my pauldron, same as any man. And it's my duty to help those in need. My calling. You're a good man, Lardis, and you did the best you could with what you had. Let nobody tell you different, including me. Now are you going to teach me to play this stupid game or what?
And we're back to the Fogfen.
Oh, okay. Is this the holy warrior we heard so much about?
Ooh, I wonder.
Oh, shit!
Sneaky.
I
love what you say so much about. You've heard almost nothing. You tried to find out more, and I gave you nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But I love that you latched on.
So
you
much
really did.
Intrigue.
I thought Raphael just did a year in college in Ireland, and that's...
And just donned a red wig.
Yeah, that's how his accent came out.
Yeah. Well, you guys have just finished defeating these corpse lights. You have officially, in a very quick moment, feel as though you have retrieved Sammal's body, but you were still in the Fogfen. And as soon as this ends, Rin stands still and looks straight ahead. Beads of sweat cover her face and forehead. She begins to gasp for breath a bit. Almost immediately after this victory, she just stares blankly at these stained glass windows at the far end of the chapel. And she begins murmuring about the walls closing in and sways feebly side to side like a fever has just taken over. It is getting tight in here. It is, I have to, I'm sorry.
Come, Rin, please. Let's leave this place.
Yeah, she immediately just starts walking away at a brisk pace and then just keeps going, and it gets faster and faster, and she leaves the room and just starts down the hall and through the rooms and just basically flees to an outside space. Do you guys follow? Or does anyone follow?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have to some way get Sammal's body out of here between the three of us, which is going to be a little bit of a chore.
Sure.
I think Physic would just see her leave and follow right after her.
So at least with Physic on her heels, when she gets to the outside, she basically immediately falls onto her hands and knees and lets out a handful of dry heaves before rolling over to look up at the open sky. Well, openish, because the fog still rolls and pervades the whole area and mostly blocking any clear line of sight of the heavens above, if you will. And but despite this, she still starts to immediately calm down and starts to try and steel her nerves.
Physic runs up like, Rin, what's wrong? What's wrong?
It is okay, Physic. It is okay. I cannot. It took a lot for me to be in that room. I am so pleased with our victory, but I could not stay inside. And like you do know that she suffers from claustrophobia, so she just was able to hold her own until the victory, but then it all came crashing down. And she's just basically was having a panic attack.
Okay, so Physic will sit down and try to put his arm around her, but it will basically just be like placing a hand on her shoulder because that's as far as he can reach, and sit down with her.
Yeah, and she takes a few moments just in silence, and it's sort of, you could tell she appreciates your comforting her. And eventually she stands back up and says, "Listen, Physic, I cannot bring myself to go back inside. But I will collect materials for a oh god, I forgot the word. For a litter, so that we can bring Sammal's Batty back. Maybe you go inside and help the others. I will be here, doing what I can."
Okay, Ren. You stay safe.
And he'll go right back in.
Tulok turns to Raphael, because Raphael hasn't been in this room other than our previous fight, so I don't think we did any knowledge checks that time. So he turns to Raphael and says, "Do you know anything of this place? You've studied a lot and read a lot of books. This is Lady Rushlight, the hallowed ground of the empty death. Do you recognize this star?"
I don't think he does. I think he's the one who got it last time we were in here.
Oh, shit. Okay, I thought for some reason...
I mean, I'm prepared to be corrected, but I think that's the case. I think that was well after Sammal.
Yeah, I don't totally recall either, but I'm still happy with attempting another knowledge check, which I just did for you as you were talking. And unfortunately, it's a no or still a no. You still don't know.
Can I ask what you rolled there, Freeman? Did you roll religion?
10.
I mean, what
Rolled
skill
religion,
did you roll?
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure it
religion.
was that, not lore academia. I would like to use my dubious knowledge feat with that. So anytime I fail a recall knowledge, but I don't critically fail, I still learn a little bit of true knowledge and a bit of false knowledge,
Ooh, fun.
which is technically
okay.
always active, but it seems like a lot of work for you. So
Yeah, you definitely have to remind me of that. Yeah. Okay.
So he thinks back to his time studying in Thuvia and what he's kind of learned about the dead deities, the ancient deities, because Thuvia is right next to Assyria, and like they're really ancient parts of of Galarian and the Inner Sea regions. So I'm sure he's picked up a book somewhere along the way that helped empower that religion skill.
You know what we haven't seen yet is any mushrooms. Remember the Mitflit king said something about mushrooms after Sammal fucking destroyed him? Keep that in mind, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because... Well, no, I'm not glad you brought that up because we're going to run into a room full of mushrooms and get fucked by a mushroom monster. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. I also took really, really bad notes that week.
He literally just said mushroom as he died, I think.
Yeah, I said I could have said, mushroom.
All right, so with your dubious knowledge, is it?
Yeah.
You get the feeling, and it comes as no surprise, that whatever this represents is very much in line with chaos and evil. And that stands to reason with what you encountered in here. You're also thinking that maybe it is a member of the eldest, which is a sort of collection or pantheon of fae gods.
Well, I don't know how much more I can learn from this, but it is striking a bell, and these blue lights, they may have rattled something loose. It reminds me of an icon that I saw once. It represented chaos and evil. I cannot be certain, Mr. Sage Tulak, but I think that perhaps it was part of the oldest tree in the Fae Pantheon.
The eldest.
It has been a long time.
Very interesting. More than I know on the topic, that's for sure. Thank you, Raphael.
As he's saying that, he's like trying to pick up Sammal. He's like leaning up on his back or like grabbing his feet, trying to pull him, like just making every attempt that he can as a small creature with a strength of 10 to get him to move towards the secret door.
And I'm sure with all of your efforts, you can manage to, not very cleanly, and I'm sure it's a bit nerve-wracking, but you can manage to drag Sammal's body out.
A few more bumps and bruises than he earned while he was alive.
He was pretty mangled by the time he went down.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, he was more mangled by physics' attempt to treat his wounds.
Yeah, I mean, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions.
Okay, so we're just gonna hand wave those checks.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a check to drag his body. What I do want from you, James, is your knowledge of how long it would take to make a litter, because you're the camper.
So
Assuming you had all the materials readily available.
right, not very long. Like it's just 2 or 3 sticks, maybe 4 or 5, depending on how you want it to be set up. I've never actually made a litter. My philosophy is prevention, not reaction.
I mean, realistically, you just need 2 sticks and some strapping.
You're also a solo camper, so you're not about exactly to put yourself on a litter, right?
Yeah.
Like tame a wolf to drag you to town.
I've watched a lot of Alone. Six sticks.
Maybe 20 minutes. Like we have rope on us, as long as we can find 2 sticks long enough, and ideally a third and a fourth to kind of. So we'd make it in an A-frame to carry his weight at the bottom, and then 2 sticks across it to brace it. Is how I would recommend making it. But again, I've never made one or bothered to learn how to make one, which I'm now realizing is a glaring oversight. This is going to sound crazy, but here in BC, the trails that I hike, litter wouldn't be very useful.
Yeah. That's
No, there's something about ladders going up and down that litter doesn't help too much with.
That's why I have a flare gun.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an hour to the clock for you guys getting the body out, making the litter, trying to get it across the stream, and making your way back to town with it. And that will sort of encompass the whole process.
An hour seems generous,
And-
but I'm here for it.
That's fine. I mean, it's only a 20-minute walk, so yeah, it's going to be a little cumbersome. But
45-minute walk. I don't like. Is Rin's strength a 12? Because the rest of us are going to have a nightmare of a time dragging this litter.
her strength is looks like it's a 10. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll add 15 more minutes to that. How about that?
Fuck
That
it, just make it 2 hours. I don't think we're in a rush.
Yeah.
Like,
It kind of really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like I love the attention and want for verisimilitude. I love it.
It would just be so hard, you know? Like,
Yeah.
dead weight, as they say.
yeah. And he's
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
biggest
yeah.
one out of all of us by like a large margin.
Which kind of almost begs the question: how do you lighten the load? Who's the first to loot Sammal's body?
Oh boy.
Anyone?
I think we'd have
comes
to.
the bag of worms.
Honestly.
You'd probably have to. You'd take the armor off. She was only wearing hide armor, I think, right?
Yeah, hide. So we'd leave the armor, maybe the shield here, and just like bring back the axe. Like leave the bandolier, like just everything, but the axe and his pants.
I mean, regardless, his character sheet is there and has the equipment on it. So don't let the important things go to waste.
This endeavor got way less noble really quickly.
All right, you make your way back to town in a melancholy fashion, whilst picking his pockets, and Rin on the way basically explains that she will have Vandy. She will send word to Vandy to help to gently repose Sammal's body. Passing by the Stone Ring Pond, Rin actually veers off to go speak with Warlewin, the local leader of the Druids, and then into town past Galentine Deliveries, and she also stops in there to talk to Aloria. And very quickly afterward, a courier runs out of said shop and down the Roseguard Road. Rin, for explains, she sent the courier to go get Vandy and basically insists you bring the body back to her shop. And when you arrive, she helps you set the body gently on a little divan in the corner. Well, I say corner. There's no corners in her shop. Off to the side, and she gently starts to sort of undress him and like wrap him in cloth and stuff like that, and explains that Vandy will be by soon to gentle repose the body, and Warlewin will stop by with some ingredients to help do a temporary embalming as well. But she says to you, "This is only a temporary measure. I have had Loria sent word forward to Absalom to meet with Hizazori. She will come to retrieve his body there. I hope you are all okay with this. I think it is what he would want.
I believe so. I didn't know him for too long, but I assume he'd want a burial at sea.
I too did not know him as intimately as I would have. But I think Hizazori would know exactly what he would desire. So I feel it should be in her hands.
This is true.
Perhaps you should take the day to rest again. We will have everything prepared for tomorrow to transport him.
I would like to stay and help if that is alright with you, Rin. He died a hero's death, and I feel that I should help with the preparations.
Yes, please, Raphael, do stay. I believe Pharasma would appreciate your kind efforts in this. In fact, I have a request from you. I wonder if perhaps you would escort the body. I know that means abandoning the cause here, but it is of great importance that we do not forget our fallen friends and comrades.
Is she saying this in front of Physic and Tulak, or is this after they've gone?
I feel like maybe it's up to them if they have bowed out as they're getting ready to prepare, or if they stuck around.
I think
we'd
still be there.
Yeah.
So he would turn to them. It may not be an abandonment in the truest sense. There is wonderful libraries and research that could be done there. And it would be an honor to meet this Izori who captured his heart. I think if it would be alright with Mr. Sage Tulak and Mr. Physic, I think I would take this. I have not been as efficient as I would like, and perhaps I require a little more training before going into the field with such vim and vigor.
Tulak drops to one knee in front of him and claps his hand on his shoulder. Now, Raphael, you have nothing to worry about. Please, go. See this through. We all care deeply about Sammal, and I think he is in good hands with you. Perhaps while you're in Absalom, you could stop by one of these libraries and try to do some research for us on some of the things you've seen. And then if you do happen to come back, please, let us know what you can find.
I promise you, Mr. Sage Tulak, Mr. Physic, Rin, that I will come back with more information, more ammunition in this fight against the darkness of Gauntlet Keep. There must be something written down somewhere about the tapestries, about this Be'lakor, about this blue, evil light.
You're a good Shuni, Raphael, and I believe that Arthur would be very proud of you for everything that you've done and continue to do. Please, take care of yourself.
Good boy.
And to you two, do you dare return to such a place?
Do we dare not?
Physic is right. We are forced to. There's no way we can stop now. Besides, there are other levels that look to go below ground we need to research and look into. We cannot stop now. For the people of Otari.
What a terrifying thought that is. You have my respect and my friendship.
And same with us.
And they spend the rest of the day and evening preparing Sammal's body. What do Physic and Tulak get up to for the rest of the day? And or night?
Not to sound crass, but Physic will probably go buy some shit.
I mean, yeah, do some shopping. You got some funds just recently? What are you going to buy?
He would like to buy probably an alchemist lab.
Oh. They're kind of pricey, aren't they?
Another 5.
Well, there's the Alchemist Lab and there's Alchemist Lab Expanded.
Yeah. No, even the alchemist lab is 5 GP, which I can't afford.
The expanded one's 55.
Yeah. No, I just figured if we were coming back to town so often, be able to pull off some conventional crafting on top of my alchemical crafting, but
Okay.
oh, the dream still lives.
All right, so you're grabbing an Alchemist Lab. Anything else?
No, I can't grab an alchemist lab.
You can't. You don't have the money?
No, I only have like 3 gold.
No, you don't. We each got 70.
70?
Yeah.
The mayor gave
us
you a
70.
huge bonus for helping out.
Hey,
Oh,
that's what I get
changes
for
things.
not listening to the back episodes.
Was
Okay,
it?
so yeah.
Was it? It was 70 that I gave you. I actually don't quite remember. Was it? I thought it was 75. Was it 70? Yeah.
I mean, whatever it was, it did not show up in my inventory, so I'm going to.
Oh, it could have been 75. My apology.
I think it was 75. Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Let's just call it an even 75. No big deal. Okay, so I will buy the alchemist lab. I will set it up in my hovel-like home in Otari.
Mhm.
And I will also buy 2 minor healing potions.
Okay. What about Tulak? What's he doing?
Tulak is just going to buy 3 lesser healing potions for the time being.
Okay. All right.
But,
Putting that money to use.
yeah.
Yeah.
As Tulak finishes his shopping, he does take a moment when going back to his caravan to regard the empty stall of Sammal and just consider that not so long ago they didn't really know each other. They knew each other in passing. They'd see each other. He'd smell his coffee brewing in the morning. Most of the time overpowered by the incense coming from Sage Tulak's caravan, but...
Stoner.
And just thinks for a moment, and then with a deep breath heads inside and just contemplates the fact that life can change quick. And even though he is a fortune teller and tries to see the future and tries to see what's ahead of him, you can't predict everything. And with those thoughts on his mind, he goes to rest.
And early the next day, you guys rise to meet at Galentine Deliveries. And as you approach, you can see that there's some bustling outside as this sizable cart is being readied. And the closer you get, you begin to see that it's no horse that's at the head of this cart, but a centaur, standing quite tall and proud, a bow strapped to her back, and a spear in hand. And she is being rigged up to the cart via a very interesting custom harness that fits into a pair of prosthetic hind legs where the centaur had previously been injured and lost her limbs. You get a bit closer and you can see along the side of the harness there is a little engraving that says Moorhen's Mobility Apparel. And otherwise, Rin is sitting there waiting with Vandy and Aloria Galentine, who all have loaded Sammal's body onto the cart. And Rin beckons you over and hands to Raphael a envelope. This is a message to Izori, and the deed for his belongings that Kilino will keep in storage for now. And Vandy hands Raphael a scroll case, this tube with a cap on it. He says, Raphael, this is a few scrolls that Morlebent helped put together for me. They are continued castings of the gentle repose spell. You should not have too much trouble continuing this effect on your journey. We have arranged for a professional embalmer in the city to do the rest upon your arrival. And Aloria steps up and says, I'm sorry for your losses. I'm proud to help you in this endeavor. Raphael, you are brave to go on the road, and Narala here, she gestures towards the centaur, is a great companion on the road. She can hold her own, and she knows exactly what sort of dangers to look out for. Believe you me. And she procures a letter of her own. Says, I received this morning from Mayor Menhimes, and he told me to share it with you. Here you are. And she holds it out for anyone to grab. And it reads, Dear Aloria, I hope you receive this with grace. I have dipped into the treasury to supply the appropriate funding for the transport and care of one Sammal Keth. May Pharasma fairly guide and direct his soul. Please relay to our local heroes the following. Apologies for not being able to meet you in person, but the recovery and future defense of Otari will keep me quite busy for some time to come. As for your efforts, I have no doubt the restraint on time is a shared burden. Please allow me to thank you again for your continued risk-taking. I trust the town's defense does not alone lay within its borders, but also out at the Gauntlight Ruin. I thought perhaps you would like to meet with another hero of Otari. I have arranged with them a meeting at Blades for Glades. Perhaps they will be of great assistance to you moving forward. Sincerely, Osif Menhimes, Mayor of Otari. And Rin raises a couple eyebrows, having gandered the letter herself, and Blades for Glades is just down the way. I think you should take a look after you say your goodbyes.
Do you know who this hero is they speak of?
I have not met her personally, but I have heard she did her part in the events. In what apparently the locals are calling the first wave.
I should very much like to meet her. That was an experience, and anyone who held their own would be a strong asset for us.
Raphael loads his arm full of stuff onto the cart. A little sad that he's leaving. He knows it's for the best. He doesn't feel like he was very successful here, and he's honestly more than a little scared to go back. But he hugs Physic and Sage really, really tight before getting onto the cart.
And Physic looks at them, walking away, rolling away on the cart, thinking deeply about how he didn't really once effectively heal Sammal.
Oh boy.
Oh, confidence waning.
It's a rough thought.
Yeah. And maybe a few tears are shed, but the cart departs. And you guys head for Blades for Glades, which is the local smithy. Local smithy is or Blades for Glades in particular. It's the primary smithy. There's a couple smaller ones, but it specializes in construction of saws, axes, and other tools that are used in the lumber trade. However, the smiths there are quite skilled and are able to produce quality armor, shields, and weapons as well. As you approach, you can see that the smithy is really quite busy. Extraordinarily so, actually. Apprentices are scurrying about frantically, and you can see the head smithy, Carmen Rajani, is just rudely barking orders as they run about. He then quickly turns on his heel and roughly plops a towering shield before a waiting woman and onto the front counter, accidentally toppling a pile of parchment onto the floor. Flustered, he begins picking up the papers and placing them haphazardly into an open box on the counter. And then he says, "You're lucky I got this done when I did. The garrison's been placing a ridiculous amount of orders after that whole graveyard nonsense, and Mayor Menhimes insists they take priority. And yours is at the top, the cheek of the man." Otherwise, you'd probably be waiting weeks more, just so you know. As if I didn't have enough to do for the maintenance of the lumber mill as it is. He just scowls at the woman standing there at the counter and then holds a hand out for payment. That's 10 gold, as agreed.
She slaps 10 gold in his hand, a little more jovially than she probably should. Carmen, you know I'd wait weeks for this. You made me father's armor, and you're going to be making my shields to the day I'm put in the ground. You do good work, that's why you're so busy. Maybe you should look on the bright side for once.
The only bright side for me is when Menhemus is out of that office and I have my rightful turn. Now piss off. And he turns back around and starts barking orders at the apprentices. Get to work, you fucking slackers. I changed accent there. Whoops. I'm gonna make him Irish now. Fuck you. And James, why don't you describe this character now hoisting up a tower shield?
Yeah, so this is a huge, like 3.5, 4 foot long tower shield in the Roman centurion style. So it's square, but in the center of it is the hand of Aurori. She's not incredibly tall. Her hair is bright red and bound in a very, very tight ponytail. She's wearing scale mail that covers everything except for her right hand, which it's kind of stops 3/4 sleeve, and then around her right hand is a long white scarf. Across her right cheek and all the way back through her ear is a scar, and there's a notch out of her right ear. She's wearing knee-high black leather riding boots, and then stretching up from underneath them is this black leather webbing that rises all the way up from below the boot to just above, to about mid-thigh. And she's wearing a white tabard tucked into her belt over top of the chainmail. Again, with the blue hand of Aurori on it, and her pauldrons are these 2 golden eagles.
I'm sorry, was she a human?
She appears human, but her ears have a little bit of a point to them. She's just standing in front of the stall, kind of hoisting the shield, looking at the wooden interworkings behind it, because it's just a steel front. It's a wooden backplate to it, so she's investigating all that, making sure it's kind of up to snuff, and seeing how it feels on her left arm.
As Tulok and Physic approach, Tulok just looks directly at her and says, "So quite the nice shield you have there. Is it to replace one you were using the other day? We are told that you helped the city greatly in the battle against the dead. What's your name?"
Lady Gilda August. It is to replace a little bit of a smaller one that I was using during the conflict, but it just wasn't quite doing it. I need a little bit more protection if I'm going to be on the front line like that, especially if Lardis leaves me alone. You must be Sage, Tulok, and Physic. I've heard quite a bit about you two as well. Words and the city are absolutely abuzz with your deeds.
We're famous?
We were just one of many. We were with the town guard, and to be honest, they took care of most of the heavy lifting. We have been investigating the Gauntlet, though. We have been looking into it. And this incursion, we don't think was set off by us, but we were there at the beginning.
Right. Is that was the blue light that shined out from the fog there, was it?
That is. Its origin is a lighthouse just north of the town here. We've been investigating strange goings-ons there. Seems that there's some sort of necromancy in the area. We've been trying to rid it, but so far we have no answers. Are you in town for a while?
Well, I was about to make my way out. I had a nice little bit of R&R at the Rod and Bow Club just up the way. I don't know if you're familiar or not, but quite a nice place these days.
I've heard it's gorgeous.
Oh, fantastic.
And then all this happened. It would be a bit of a challenge for me to go without at least taking a peek at it. One of the tenets of my order is that if I allow harm to come to somebody good with inaction, it would be very, very bad for me, and I might lose the favor of Aurori.
Are you a holy warrior, then? You are the one they spoke of?
Well, that's a bit much, I think. I'm a warrior, that's for sure. I'm Well, as soon as I return to Anderin, I'll be a golden legionnaire, but I do curry some favor with the gods.
Well, we could use them on our side.
All we want to do is protect this town. We can use any bit of help that we can get.
This is very true. And we used to have a shieldman in front of us. Perhaps you knew Sammal Keth. He died. We actually just sent him off today. It's a dangerous job.
I'm sorry to hear that. It seems like in this day and age, all jobs are dangerous. But if you'll have me, I'd love to come. I mean, I need to go take a look at least for myself anyway. And I mean, Carmen here's done such great work. It would be a shame not to put it to a little bit of a use before I head out of town.
You could tell, like, he's in the background and he, like, perks up. His back's to you, but he could tell he heard you. And he just, like, shakes his head and gets back to work. Just frustrated that you're complimenting him.
To be honest, we could use all the help we could get. Please, come.
Yeah, maybe you could fill me in a little bit more on the way. What happened to your little Shuni friend? He was supposed to be a man of Pharasma, was he not?
He was. He took Sammal back to Absalom. A guard, if you will. He's a good Shuni, and he did good work, but I think he just wanted to train a little more before we went on with more adventuring. This was his first, and definitely not his last.
It's dangerous out there without the right training, that's for sure.
It's true.
I'll happily accompany you.
With a kind of dejected hand, Physic will pat her on the back and say, "Welcome to the party, buddy."
Welcome indeed.
It's very kind of you there, Physic.
Physic is delightfully predictable. So you guys don't have to go right now, but it is, we're going to say it's a solid 8 a.m. at this point. And I mean, as far as the ruins go, you have one full room you've yet to look in, and then you have some stairs that go down, and there's the sinkhole, but it'll take days to dig out, and there's the mysterious boat you haven't looked at yet.
You really want us to look at that boat.
Yeah, for the listeners, there's a note beside the boat that says, "Bodie McBoatface is waiting for you."
Yeah, it is.
Not suspicious at all.
I just love that, like, if I point something out, it's you never know. Sometimes you're like, oh, he's guiding us. Maybe we should look. And sometimes you guys are like, no, he's trying to kill us. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, funnily, the moat is only full of red herrings.
Yeah, exactly.
Literal red herrings.
And it's catch and release, baby.
Oh, firearms were just introduced, but guess what? It's only Chekhov's gun.
Oh, boy.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to head out early morning yet again? That's been your trend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, we want to get our asses whooped by 11:30 just so we can get home by noon.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love an early lunch?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Exactly. We want to go in, get our asses kicked, and be home for 11sies.
Second bruised breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So is it safe to assume you guys describe everything to Gilda on your way?
Absolutely. We let her know everything that's happened, and also things that haven't. So we let her know about the caved-in sinkhole room stairwell. There's one room we still have to search, and then also that outbuilding that we had to go down the stairwell there. Now, Physic and I have been through most of this area. I believe we should look in that final room, and then head to the outbuilding. You can meet Tussletop. Tangletop? Tussletop. Tangletop. Anyways, this guy. And then we'll head down to the basement of that building and see what's down there.
And then you try to convince Lady Gilda to eat the magical pixie mud, right? We've all tried it. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, eat this mud and go on that boat real quick.
All right. Yeah. So you want to check out the one room you haven't checked out yet.
Yes.
That's the plan. Okay.
So that would be, for the listeners, the room between the L-shaped room and the chapel.
Yeah. Where the southern side is where everything's crumbled and destroyed, but you can kind of climb up and look in, but you have to do a climb check, and because there's like a hole in the ceiling, whatever, you're kind of climbing over, and then you'd have to like jump into the room. Or there's the doors in the chapel side.
I would probably prefer to go that way. Also, did we set a trap at the top of that hole?
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you?
Snare trap. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that.
That was from way
It was
back.
on like episode 3, maybe.
We found the body outside. Sammal went and got the snare. Also, we didn't do any actual searching of the cathedral, which I think we should do.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you didn't really know, but I'll just tell you, it's not as crumbled as the rest of the ruin, but it's very devoid of anything other than that corpse. That's what had all the loot on it.
Okay.
But otherwise, the corpse lights themselves don't have any loot, and there's no chests or anything like that. And you came through the secret door the other way, so.
Lady Gilda, perhaps you could take the point going through the door here.
I'd be happy to. And she raises her shield to take the defend action before stepping up to the north side of this room.
Tulok avoids notice approaching the door.
Physic draws and loads a crossbow.
Okay.
And she opens the door.
You open the door, and the ceiling of this room has fallen in two places. One over by the far doors, and one next to the door to the east a bit. A smaller collapse destroyed a flight of stairs that once led up to a now ruined upper floor. A larger collapse mostly buried the southern double door, of course, as I said, and that's pretty much it. It's mostly stone in here, and the doors you just opened have a stone face carved with skulls caked in tangles of moss on them. But most importantly, you crack the door, you hear a very loud skittering sound. And we're going to roll for initiative right away.
That was so fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
Because something is starting to move towards you, and it's very audible.
All right.
So it's a big old fucking spider, isn't it?
You're gonna find out. Let's get your numbers. Physic, what do you got?
Physic's got a 24.
24, not too shab. Let's go with Lady Gilda.
That is a 6 with a 2 on the die.
Ooh, off to a good start. And Tulok?
Ooh, not so good myself. An 11.
An 11, okay. That's gonna put Physic at the top of the order.
And he will wait.
Guess he will. All right, he's going to delay his action.
Yes, sir. He is a coward.
Perfect. And
Perfect.
Lady Gilda, you see a giant scorpion round the corner and come straight for the opening that you just created. Let me just show you the artwork for this. I imagine you could picture a giant scorpion without much effort, but look at this. It's literally wrangling a tiger. It's
Jesus.
terrifying. It's amazing.
Or Kiki.
Yeah, so think 3 times the size of a tiger. That's how big this thing is. And it rounds the corner and stabs at you with its tail over its head.
Okay.
Just got a sweet 10-foot reach on that. And it's going to strike out for a 21 to hit.
21 is a meat to beat.
Ooh, okay. I knew that was going to be close with your new character here. And drops in a solid 10 damage.
I'm going to shield block with that.
Okay, you shield block.
Yeah.
What's the hardest on this shield?
It's still only 5 because it's still just a regular shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the exact same, except I have the
Has it got bigger hit points?
No, it's the exact same.
Sure.
I can't.
Okay.
As soon as I can afford like a sturdy shield, I'm gonna do that because that's what
Right.
that is. That has more hit points. But this is
There is something about the tower shield, though, isn't there?
there is, yeah.
You gonna hold on to that, or?
It doesn't really matter. I can use the hide action behind my shield to add an extra 4. So like if I punch this thing and then raise my shield and then take the hide action, instead of adding +2 to my AC, I add +4.
Okay, it's not the hide action; it's the take cover.
Sorry, the take cover. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, you can take cover behind your own shield. That's
Yeah.
really fucking cool. Yeah. All right, well, it strikes you for this 10 damage. You share some of that with your shield, but I am actually going to need a fortitude save.
Okay, I'm an expert at fortitude. That is an 11 because Foundry hates me.
Oh, that's not going to make it. You are affected by giant scorpion venom.
That sounds fun.
You immediately go to stage 1 and take 5 poison damage and are enfeebled 1.
Wow, that was quick.
Fuck.
Yeah. This, you'll basically, at the end of each turn, I think it is, you'll make this fortitude save again, but it's a maximum of 6 rounds, so keep me honest to that.
Okay.
But if you keep failing, it's going to get worse. And that's going to bring us to Tulok.
No, it won't. It will bring us to me.
Oh, physics jumping in. Okay.
Right now, I saw our new compatriot just get absolutely scorpion blasted. I never want to say scorpion blasted.
That's a weird term. I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Anyways, minor elixir of life coming at you hot for 2 HP back.
Take it.
Plus a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for the next 10 minutes.
Nice.
And for a third action, do I technically have a direct line of sight to that scorpion right now?
Yes. Yeah, it's big.
Okay. Excellent. So I am going to shoot it with a crossbow
Okay.
for a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits. Yep.
Oh, max damage, 6 HP.
Nice.
Ooh, physic pulling it off all of a sudden. Okay. Anything else for you?
Yeah. No, that's my turn.
Okay, now Tulok. What do you got?
All right. Tulok, having not been prepared because of me, will cast Mage Armor.
Aha.
So he's got that going on.
You've been pretty good about announcing that. You just forgot this time, didn't you?
Well, we got into combat I honestly didn't think there was going to be anything in this room, and then we got into it so fast. But
Yeah.
anyways, he casts that on himself, and then I also would like to try to demoralize this scorpion.
Okay. Where you stand right now, you can't actually see it.
What?
I mean, I can see your view. You can't see it. You see the. You're around the corner. You saw the stinger come through, but you don't have a line of sight on it right now.
Choose a creature within 30 feet of you who you're aware of.
Okay, fine. Does it have the visual trait?
No.
Okay, fine. You can do it.
All right. And he just pokes his head around the corner and says, "Get back, beast, or you'll be killed too. Just like everyone else here. They're all dead." And then I will roll intimidation.
Okay, with a -4.
-4, 15 against your will DC.
15 against will DC is a meat to beat.
Hell yeah. Frightened 1.
Frightened 1. All right. Cool. That's you?
Scary
Yes.
little arachnid.
Lady Gilda.
First action is to step right up close and deadly with this thing.
Oh, yeah.
If it has a reaction, I think that will provoke.
Does indeed, and it will provoke. And this time it's going to snap at you with its pincer for a 12 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, no dice.
Second action, she's going to raise that shield. And then third action, she's going to pull back and just uppercut this thing in the face.
Hey!
She's punching
My
the
lady.
giant scorpion in the face.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits, yeah. Holy shit. Great start.
That is 8 points of damage for max damage as she just steps in, lifts up her shield, and uppercuts this thing.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
That's fucking awesome.
And it counts as magical for the purposes of bypassing DR.
Okay, sure. All right, and Lady Gilda, I need that sweet fortitude save, please.
Okay, excellent. And that is with a +1 from physics elixir. Oh, thank Christ, that's a 27.
Damn.
Oh, that's essentially a critical success, and your enfeebled's going to come off, and you are no longer struggling through this poison.
Yes, please. The Eagle Knight shakes it off.
That's going to bring us to the top of the round, which is the giant scorpion, since physic delayed, and it is going to try and come at you with one of its pincers, Lady Gilda, for a 16 to hit.
Nope.
And it'll try one more time with 16 again.
Let me check. Nope.
And then it's gonna try. Yeah, it's just gonna keep going. It doesn't have much here, but trying to get a hold of you. So tries one more time, and no, it's gonna miss again. That's gonna bring us to Physic. What do you got?
Physic sees this stupid goddamn scorpion and shoots reloads his crossbow and then shoots a bolt at it for 11.
And no.
Gross. Okay. He will step forward and end his turn.
Okay. Hanging his head in shame, no doubt.
No, he's pridefully ignorant right now.
Okay. Tulak. You got any more tricks around this blind corner, fancy man?
Yes, indeed, I do. It's called a 5-foot step.
Ooh, so fancy.
Yeah. So he will step to the northwest, thus being able to see the massive scorpion, and reaching out to the stack of boulders on the ground beside him.
Oh.
Telekinetic projectile right in his fios, carapace, whatever he's got.
You're gonna hit him right in the chitin.
Natty 1.
Oh, you're not gonna hit him right in the chitin.
Natty 1, dog. What the fuck?
Looks like Lady Gilda is gonna have to win this day for you guys. What do you got? What do you got, lady?
First action is going to be to raise that shield,
Oh yeah.
because I have to. I do not want another character to die.
I don't blame you. It's an extremely good use of one of your actions every turn. There's no doubt about that.
It really, really is.
Really is.
Yeah. I guess second action, she punch.
Okay.
Without the enfeebled, that is only a 17. That's a shit roll.
And that is a meat to beat in its current state.
Oh,
Hey!
shit.
Yeah. I did forget to say that I did drop it off, but the frightened condition is off the scorpion now at the end of its turn.
Okay.
But yeah, you are a meat to beat there.
That is 8 points of damage.
Oh, snatch.
Just shy of
Oh.
max damage.
Socked that
Very
pointy
nice.
spider.
I guess she's with her third action. She's gonna go again with that sweet -4 because it's an agile weapon. That is a 3 on the die for a 7.
Ooh, which technically makes it a critical failure.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no.
great.
Yeah, you're fine. And okay, that brings us to round 3. Scorpion's turn again. It's gonna retry its attempts here on Lady Gilda. 16 to hit. Not
No,
looking
sir.
good. So it's gonna rethink very quickly in a bestial manner and step and strike out at Physic with its stinger. It swings out with the stinger for an 11 and doesn't hit.
Yeah, super not. No. Okay.
All right, and it misses. That's all its turns, all its actions. Physic, you're up.
Physic will.
Throw an alchemist fire and light Lady Gilda on fire this time.
Yeah, see, that was my initial inclination. And I was almost
She's
going to say
mostly
it was
metal.
worth it.
She's not very dexterous, but she's mostly metal.
You know what's great about metal is it heats up super quickly and cooks anything near it. So, anyways, I'm just gonna keep like pegging this thing with crossbow bolts.
All right.
For a 2 on the die, that's a 9.
Oh, man.
Yeehaw.
Physic. All right. Did you? Is that a reload and a fire?
That's a reload and a fire and a step to the west.
Okay. You know it tried to come at you, so it might as well take a defensive posture.
He's not proud.
Tulak, what do you got?
Yeah, looking past Lady Gilda at the scorpion who's bobbing and weaving and trying to attack Physic, he raises his hand and waves it in a horizontal motion across the face of the scorpion, casting Daze. So I will take a will save from you, please.
Let me see. Are scorpions immune to mental effects? Of course they're not.
They don't have a central nervous system.
Will save, you say? I got a 14?
That is a fail.
Oh, no.
But not a critical fail, so you just take 4 damage, mental damage.
4 mental damage, and that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
And then He will attempt to intimidate.
Okay.
So he just looks at it. Stand down! Back off! Or you will be dead.
After you just prodded its brain. Its little
Yeah.
bestial arachnid brain.
What can you say? He's in his head.
Ayo!
All right, roll me your sweet, sweet intimidation.
22.
Yeah, that's going to do it. Frightened again. Very nice.
Just made him doubt how many legs he has.
Back to Lady Gilda. This thing is looking rough, and it just got rocked by something invisible right in front of you.
She looks a little confused, but she raises her shield anyway. Second action, she takes another jab at this thing.
Okay.
Punch. 12 to hit.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess I'm doing it again. Go for broke.
Do it.
That is a 23 to hit with a 19 on the die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and describe your kill, shall you?
Well, fun facts. These are non-lethal blows. Because it is an unarmed strike.
I don't think that. I mean, you're right, but do you not have a feature of some kind that allows you to do the hand wraps of mighty blows themselves that you have wrapped around your fingers allow you to do lethal damage?
I don't believe they do.
Okay.
They're magical transmutation magic. I feel like there's something probably under the Aurori domain that allows me to do that, but I didn't think we were going to get here today.
Okay.
I mean, before you get too killy about the situation, could we not potentially have just knocked out a scorpion? Maybe we can, tie a rope around it and make it a pet of some kind?
She Muhammad Ali's this scorpion, and it just she reaches down with all of her weight, uppercuts this thing in the face. It pops off the ground a little bit. All 8 of its legs go flat, and then it just falls onto the ground like a cartoon.
I don't want to reveal how much I was raised by the game Pokemon, but...
You want a Scorpy?
Scorpion.
All right, well, you knock this scorpion out then, I guess. I'm trying to do a quick search here, and I don't see anything with the lethal side of things either, so...
Yeah,
on a quick
I don't
glance.
see it either.
So maybe we'll sort that out after, but it's certainly unconscious now.
Oh, yeah, so I could make a lethal attack with a -2 penalty, but
Yes, yeah.
that's not what she's doing.
No. Okay, you knock out the scorpion.
She's not going to kill a scorpion. She's firmly in knocking out scorpion territory.
How else is she going to ride it into battle next episode?
Oh, God.
The distant sequel to Dune.
Beyond the scope of the adventure.
Scorpion Queen.
All right, so you defeat La Scorpion, and
I guess they tie it up?
it's unconscious. Yeah, I guess you can start tying it up.
Just hog tie it?
A couple things that stand out right away, and one is how devoid of anything this room is. Two, the doors on this that you just opened are quite sturdy compared to the others, and it's pretty obvious that this creature has been penned in here probably for some time. Hence its aggressive nature. It's not a large space for this size of a creature.
Gilda blows any loose hairs that have fallen out of her braid out of her face and turns to Tulak and Physic. I believed you about the larger than normal creatures, but did not think I'd be punching one right off the bat there. And this is much larger than normal. Did you see its character art? It's wrestling a bloody tiger.
What's a tiger?
What's a character art? Everyone's nose starts
What
bleeding.
is a fourth wall?
Everyone knows.
That's Freeman's joke. I just stole it.
Yeah. And your ears bleed. The other thing that stands out is, and in particular to Lady Gilda, since it's her first time in this area, she probably noted all the skulls on the walls in the chapel, and then there's those skulls on the doors. But the moss on the skulls on the doors, at first glance, appear to be a part of what is like just happening in this general terrain. There's lots of just overgrowth and whatnot. But you take a boo and you think, this actually looks like it's part of the design. Like it was purposely grown and planted within the orifices of the skull it's carved. Like it's very much on purpose. And it's a good time to do another recall knowledge, perhaps, if you'd like. It'd be a religion for whoever wants me to roll one for them.
So it's like an occult chia pet.
Does anybody have good religion?
I do not, but I will join pass and attempt to aid whoever is rolling.
What's your bonuses there, Physic and Lady Gilda?
I have a +4.
I have a +5, so I guess I'll take that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I will attempt to aid with my cooperative nature.
I do not aid with a 13.
I aid with a 23.
Nice.
And I rolled a 24.
Nice.
And you get a +1 to that from the aid?
Yep.
Fucking DC 25.
Hey!
Hell yeah.
I can't believe you
Nailed
got
it.
that. I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, a +4 is it's literally impossible with a natural 20. I mean, pretty much same for Physic. But man, that's clutch. Holy shit. And with the joint pass and a little bit of insight from Lady Gilda, Physic, oh boy, your blood runs cold for a sec.
Oh, great.
Because you have just clued in that this skull and moss and this chapel and that four-pointed star and empty death and Lady Rushlight, you can't believe you didn't think of it before. But they all belong to an extremely rare outer god called Nimbaloth. This is going to open a new research category or topic for you guys. And Nimbaloth is also known as Dread Nimbaloth. Again, the Empty Death. The Empty Death's sphere of influence encompasses despair, ghosts, and swamps. As with most of the outer gods, Nimbaloth cares nothing for those who worship her, and thus her clerics have no key anathemas at all. Yet, those who venerate the Empty Death nonetheless toil in vain to attract her favor. There are a number of things on this list. Most of it's just like stuff that's connected to it's an entry for followers of this god and of this deity. She is known for having no allies, and in fact, you know that Raphael was a little bit wrong in that she's not a member of the Eldest, but rather the Eldest are among her enemies, along with Pharasma, Desna, and Gazra.
What a fuck up.
Anything that passes as a home, partially collapsed shacks, abandoned barns, slumped survivalist shelters, all suffice for temples towards this god. And rarely larger structures are built, but usually in mockery of other churches, which is what you more or less have here. And their worshippers are usually the truly desperate and those with little money and even less hope. And her symbol is that skull with moss. It's a dripping, damp skull with moss growing in its mouth.
Frightening situation there, Physic, but a little bit of a funny name. And any idea why that iconography's attached to her? The skull and the oak leaves in the mouth there.
We have come across an enemy worse than we could have been imagined.
Well, if all they have to throw at us is giant bugs and a couple of, what did you say they were, Sage Tulok? Elven zombies, then I think Aurori and I are up to the challenge.
Well, Gilda, you haven't seen everything yet. This place is full of more magic and terrible things than you can even think of yet. And we are going to go deeper. I don't look forward to it.
And that is where we're going to call it.
I thought we were going with a catchphrase, so like, and that's the way the news goes.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.